All right, I gotta fill that thing in up here. Let's get a measurement. Oh, it looks like 4.5 inches. Probably make it. Give me enough. Yeah. And then by 14. So I'll cut one out. Hold on. Okay, so let's see, 4.5, roughly. 14. Well, that's very straight, but that's good enough. Like a fender well, right? Alright. Okay. Certainly doesn't need to be perfect, does it? There's the lock. Come on. Sharpie fail. We'll cut that out. Used to wonder why this thing didn't work very good. Not hooking up on 220. All of a sudden, it worked. So if you guys buy one of these cheap plasma cutters, don't use it on 110. Be careful of using the short. Look at that. Barehanded. Probably shouldn't do that either, right? Alright, so I got this up in there. It's a little bit crooked. It's really hard to get it in place. Then I'm just going to start welding it and then just push it up with a bar as I go. And maybe I'll just trim off a little bit off this edge here so it fits better. And then just spot weld it in as I go. I'm not really worried about it being square or nice looking. It's in a fender well. And for the other repair, I went ahead and cut this with the plasma cutter and a straight edge. It's actually going to fit right in here. So I'm just using some square tubing that I had laying around. If I had rectangle tubing, it'd be better, because then it would go all the way up, you know. But I'll probably just put a little patch piece of metal in there. No big thing. And I'll do the same over here. Take another one, make it just like it, patch it in there. This is what this stuff looks like going on, the rust treatment. Just brushing all the areas around the frame, all up in here, and you can see it starts to turn it black, and then a lot of times we get it 2 coats of it on there. This is what it looked like before. Then you put the other on there, and it turns it black. I'll show you what I do here is I just cut the corners. I just use the plasma cutter. Then I just squeeze this together a little bit. I just use a hammer and just hammer that sucker up in place, weld it in. So you just cut those corners so then it just slides over the other easier, rather than trying to cut it and butt weld it all in there tight. It's just, that takes a lot more time. Slick cut it, throw it in, weld it all up. So as we are there, fix the stuck axle nut. If you don't have a oxyacetylene torch, you can always use 2 of these. Works really good. Little free-all in that, this thing came right off. So then I'm just putting these things in like that. I'll just grind that down. That'll be plenty strong. That looks like it, just to strengthen that piece up. This thing's really in good shape. I mean, it's pretty strong. It looks terrible. That's, you can hit with a hammer. I just did that to strengthen it up. I'll just grind it down and just throw a little caulking over it. Doesn't matter. It's just there to kind of keep it from falling apart, right? Then this thing, this tube, what I do is I slit cut these, and so it'll slide inside of that one. It's really hard to get the old one out without damaging the back piece, and it's all intact in good shape from here back. It's strong. So the best way for me to do it is I just do this. I slit cut around and then crimp it down, you know, so it will fit inside of the other one. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it's shoved pretty far inside. I've got it about to right here. So that's plenty in the back. Now in the front, I like these things to be all the way through to here, so that if for some reason it came unwelded, let's say it came unwelded in the front and it moved back and fell out, that would be a major issue. If it fell out back there and just drug on the ground, it wouldn't be near as catastrophic. This could actually pole vault the whole car up in the air. So I always make sure that this end here is all the way through and that one's pushed into the other one. So that's just the way I do it. Do it how you want. It's just an idea for you guys trying to do that on yours. And then I'll wrap this in, I got some pipe stuff that I put on here and spray the inside of it as far as I can with a spray can with that rust primer. So just so it doesn't rust out as quick. And then I just weld like about a 1-inch weld along here, along the side, wherever you got good metal left. And you can replace these too. They're not very expensive. But these ones, like I said, these are really solid. They're really, I mean, it's pretty solid. There's a little pinhole there, but you know, it's just a support. So if there's enough there, then it works. That's really all that matters. You know, like I said, this is a unibody car. Everything matters a little bit, but it's pretty solid now. So this piece here, I went ahead and cut a slit down here, cut it to the length I want, and then crimped it to be smaller, and then put it inside this one. I'll put a little bit inside that one, then weld the outside. So here we go. I just took this piece here, the piece I cut off of that one, because if you notice I cut that one at an angle, this one here, and then I just took my little piece and it fits to as a little patch piece for this. So then I'll just weld that guy on there, call it good. It's just a tube for your heater. Doesn't need to be completely, you know, if you wanted to, you could take foil tape and put it around there after that to fix the leaks. Just as long as it's strong enough to be in place, that's really all that matters. I mean, look at how they did these, just one little spot weld and that's it. So that should be fine. I'm gonna weld this up a little bit, and then I'll weld this, and I'll tack some spots on here, tack on there, and then I'll just throw some foil tape around it, and then when it puts the insulation over it, it'll be fine. It's just a heater tube. Alright, so that's what I ended up with there. I didn't have to weld it all the way around. All I'm going to do is just put foil tape all the way around it, and that'll seal it up really good. That's one thing, if you have a couple rust holes in your pipe, you don't want to weld in new pieces, and it's your heat pipe, you can use that foil tape. It really, you wrap a bunch of that around it, and man, it makes it super strong. It's not like it's an exhaust system where it's going to get the vibration and the heat and all that from that and eventually vibrate itself loose. I mean, these heat tubes will probably almost stay together with gravity. So you can take that foil tape and wrap up everything. We'll take a look at that after I'm done with that. We'll see what you guys think. So as he's wiping everything down, we just got done with all the brakes. It's all bled out. Just got done bleeding all the brakes, and we take, one of the things we do is once you do you know, if you don't collect your old fluid, it's water soluble. So a lot of people don't know that. You just take a hose and hose down the remaining brake fluid and stuff like that, and it just dilutes it, makes it neutral. So here's what we ended up with up here. It's ugly, but it's up underneath. I made sure that that's not going to leak water up in there again for the seat belt holder, and it's all welded in. It's not pretty, but it's underneath. You know, that's what we're looking at underneath here. This is what it looks like when we get it painted. Just a little sample for you guys. It'll be all satin black, everything. And so we got underneath here all done, caulked up, and underneath here. And one of the things I do on these 67, make sure you caulk around that. That's a place for rust to reaccumulate. So all those places I did pretty good. I mean, it's just try to find everything we can. We're not trying to make it. I mean, I used to do this on the ground without a lift. So you guys saying, "Oh wow, that's nice to have a." Well, I used to do it. I did like 7 buses on the ground. So just so you know. So right there, I just threw a little caulking over the whole thing. You know, if you wanted to, you could actually take that rubberized undercoating and make it look good. I'm going to wrap up this with my stuff here. Letting this dry right now. I'll do that probably Monday, I guess, you know. So this is all in, and I'll just wrap. I'm gonna wrap this with some stuff to insulate this. I'll show you what that is in the next video. Again, this is that urethane OSI quad, really good for the stuff underneath. Got a little bit of water under here. Everything's treated. All the rust is dead. So we almost have a driver here. We just got to hook up the horn wire. We got that one to do still. Most of the wiring's hooked up. Got the master in. I don't know if these are any good, but we got new ones. There's a place called Hans Diesel that has these super cheap. I just order them by like 10 at a time because they're $10 a piece at the parts store. If you get them from them, they're like $3. And they also have the ones for the oil pressure centers for about the same price. So yeah, we got all this all done, caulked up there, and all this here. Just, you know, like I said, if I was gonna, on my own cars, I don't care if I have the rubberized undercoating. Probably when I sell it, I'll probably put some of that on here just to make it look good. Because people think there's something wrong when they see stuff. And there's nothing wrong. It's all done right. But that rubberized undercoating can actually be, you know, when this is all, we're going to paint it first, and I would use that after, because what happens is water gets trapped underneath that stuff. It doesn't really adhere very well, so I don't like to use it. But you know, it's good eye wash for people that they just don't, they're afraid, you know, so that's why I would do it. Anyway, brakes are all done, chassis all done. I just got to get everything painted. I'll do the airless thing. I'll do that in another video here. Probably I'll do that, and I'm going to do the engine part compartment probably maybe in the next video that I'll put up. So it's looking pretty good. It's looking like it's, you know, all the front end stuff is tight. There was a lot of good parts in the front end. The front end was in good shape. The only thing that was bad was we did replace the drag link on it. They have these at Wolfsburg West for like $65. Auto House, Arizona, $29 right now. So, but you got to pay for shipping. So if you order a little more stuff, they have them. Eddie and Dave's Garage probably give you a special price on that if he can get it directly from where they get it from. IMC maybe. I'm not sure who carries it, but it's available. I checked IMC direct and I couldn't get it there, so I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're looking good, looking about ready for the first drive coming. Probably in a couple days, we'll have that first drive. Talk to you in the next video.